It has been a long-standing tradition that we, on Mother's Day and Father's Day, invite one of our members to offer a reflection. And on this day, we invite Nathaniel Orr-Depner forward to offer the Father's Day reflection. And Nathaniel has chosen Beds Plus Care to receive a donation in his honor for offering this reflection today. Many of you know we also have a long-standing relationship with that mission partner, Beds Plus Care, that works tirelessly to prevent and end homelessness. So thank you for that donation, Nathaniel. Come on up.
Good morning, and happy Sunday. I'd like to wish all the fathers out there a happy Father's Day. I do hope you enjoyed your extra 7 minutes of sleep this morning. It is great to be back at church and to see people. My name is Nathaniel Orr-Depner, but thank you to my first grade teacher at Laidlaw 38 years ago, who played the initials game, and after one of my classmates said, "Ha, your name is Nod," which made me cry. I've gone by Nod since then. Continuing the crazy theme we've all had over the last 15 months, I've somehow been asked to speak to you all today and offer my Father's Day reflection. This only confirms that things are still nuts, and there must have been 487 other unanswered phone calls and emails. I am honored to be your 488. Reverend Meredith is already saying, 1 minute left now, let's go. I get it. This is so emblematic of being a father. We're given a simple task. We know what to do. We just kind of go rogue and frustrate people. So I'm going now. Here we go. I've just celebrated my 20-year wedding anniversary and my 25th year together with my loving bride, Kristen. And we are blessed to have 2 healthy, beautiful, confident, polite Irish twin daughters. I honestly marvel at how I became a father. Not that way, Eric. But honestly, who made it okay for me to be a dad? Being a father is not going to happen for a while, honey, right? We're married at age 24, so it means we can hold off on having kids for a while. Kristen was so eager to have children out of the gate, but no, let's start with a dog. I mean, that'll teach us responsibility. It'll make her want to wait a while. We can travel with very little responsibility. And then still stalling, I got us the next best thing that a young bride would want, a giant fish tank. No, she wasn't having it. Another year passed, and I was running out of stall tactics, so naturally, we got another dog. We're now 26, and if we get another dog, we're at kennel status, so we planned things out. We're going to have our 3 kids by the time we're 29, so it was time to turn the page. And this is where I was humbly introduced to the phrase, "You make a plan and God laughs." Being a father is packed with the unknown. When you don't have children, you really don't have a clue about what it's like being a dad. So naturally, you benchmark what you need to do and compare it against your own dad. I mean, growing up, my father was the toughest guy in our karate classes. He could split logs with one swing, hit a golf ball 300 yards. He played tackle football with no helmets or pads. He knew all the answers to Jeopardy and Trivial Pursuit. He carried 2 packs and a canoe in the boundary waters. He knew tomorrow's weather. He made my impossible homework feel effortless. As a kid, I had very little idea what my father actually did at work, but I just assumed and told people he owned the $5 billion company he worked for. He didn't, but that's just what I assumed. My dad was the Mount Rushmore of cool and macho. He instilled confidence in me, a little whiny kid. So how the heck am I going to be a dad like him? Instead of sparring at karate, I did the splits. I can't chop logs. I mean, what if I tear these pants or chip a nail? I still shank my golf drives. I'm an average at best at any board game or game show. I mean, the yearbook said I played soccer, but my jersey never saw the field. I carried a tackle box and a canoe paddle when we portaged. I tried to wrestle at age 17 at 68 pounds, but these giant 108-pound monsters would tie me in knots and make me make noises I hope to never make again. A third dog makes a lot more sense right now. Come on. Being a father is not guaranteed. Back to making a plan and God laughing. My whole holding off on having children saw several of our friends have children first. We had moved out to the East Coast now because of my job. We had no local family, but we had made a lot of friends and great friends who would seemingly get pregnant every time they went out to dinner. We assumed the process was fun and easy for everybody, but as we'd like to think, the process of becoming a parent is not a foregone conclusion. Prayer, patience, Clomid, and monthly pity parties for the next 2 years were in store for us. Thankfully, a very supportive family, continued prayers and blessings from above, Kristen and I became first-time parents on May 24th, 2006. I somehow became a dad. The journey tested our patience, our faith, and even stressed our young marriage. We did it now. There's 3 of us, but now what? Being a father is terrifying. When you leave that hospital and your out-of-town family goes home, you are on your own. I mean, I'd forget to feed the fish or rewind a Blockbuster tape, so how can I possibly be responsible for another human? I found myself immediately trying to copy what I thought my dad did or would do. That just added stress. I was more focused on recreating rather than doing. It was shortly thereafter where I had another epiphany. My daughter wasn't to be raised by my parents. She was to be raised by Kristen and me. I was blessed to have an incredible mother and father, but this was on us. And just as my father's actions, both great and small, both imperfect and perfect, impacted me, so would my gracious attempts at greatness and spectacular failures. Every action I took mattered, and that took a while to sink in. Kristen was and is such a tireless and selfless mother, but I wanted to have the fatherly impact that my father had on me to my daughter. Kristen was doing so well, I just didn't want to mess it up. And in typical fashion, and far less drama, we got pregnant. And my youngest daughter, Skylar, was born just 15 months after Haley. Now I've done it. We went from trying and crying to briefly talking about, but never pulling the trigger on a minivan. We're now 27 years old and have 2 under 2, and our nearest family is 900 miles away. There is only so much my Superwoman bride could do. I have to step up. We made a plan, God laughed, and here we were. Being a father is the most important responsibility of my life. I'll admit that early on I fell upward with my job and had a pretty great one at an early age. I drank the punch that the more I worked and the better it was for my family. When both girls were still young, I thought the most important role for me would be to make the dollar as my focus. My wife would run the house and I could make sure we had nice financial security and nice things and whatever that means. Thankfully, my head was only in that hole for a short time. When the girls would start to be able to communicate about how their day was and everything I was missing, I had to make a pivot. My presence as a father was far more important than any presents I could get them. Again, I wish I hadn't been so clueless early on, but I had good intentions. Now, so does a fly swatter, so you have to do better than that. I love being a dad. I'm super average at it. I continue to make and learn from my mistakes. It still scares me daily. I still don't know a lot. I'll always worry. It used to be about them choking on a Lego. Now it's will they wear crop tops or will someone break their heart? If being a father was easy, it wouldn't be so important to me. If it didn't challenge me every day, I don't think I'd take it seriously. In closing, I do know that at even this average dad guy nod, that what I do, how I act, what I say truly matters to my daughters and impacts them. And that is something I will forever cherish and never take for granted. I'm not going to blow that. Being a father is a humbling blessing and an honor. Thank you for listening. Happy Father's Day.